Todd, I'm just going to do an intro.
Get excited.
I'm just going to do an intro.
You be excited.
And do it.
I'm going to... Steven, don't roll away. Does it just roll?
No, it's not that bad, but it's kind of bad.
Jared Polin, FroKnowsPhoto.com, and here we are for RAWtalk episode number 210. 210. Which is the actually the first recording of anything that we're doing over here. Well, not of anything. We've done stuff at the FroFactory.
It's the first
RAWtalk. As you can see in the room, we have
new home.
A lot of stuff here.
Yeah.
And we are doing the RAWtalk. We are getting things figured out. So I don't have a chair yet. I'm using my walk stool currently, that Swedish-made walk stool. I've ordered a new Herman Miller in iris color.
It's a throwback to the old days of the podcast, man.
When I used to, yeah, except
the old little bar stools we had.
This is probably a little, I don't know, but
why don't we cross the lines too?
And they were when the shows were like 2 hours too. We'd be sitting on these bar stools for 2 hours. I'm like, Jared, please get chairs.
They weren't bar stools. They were Walmart foldable, short $8 foldable posing stools.
Oh, the worst.
This from the guy who won't buy stuff from IKEA.
Well, I won't buy shit from Walmart either.
But you did.
That was stupid. No. Not doing Walmart,
anyway,
not doing
you are getting
IKEA.
a new chair, though, aren't you?
I did. I ordered a Herman Miller Embody in the white frame, and I ordered Iris, which is supposed to be purple. I'm looking forward to that. Can you get that fuzz right there?
Nice matching chairs again. Perfect.
Yeah, I don't give a shit about matching chairs. Nobody gives a shit about matching chairs.
I do.
I have matching chairs out there for you guys at your desks. The
that
Herman Miller
sees.
Well, they can't see them. That's
see
fine.
my angle.
But those are nice chairs. I ordered a third one, so that's evenly matched.
Can you see the toilet that's currently under Dan's table? If not, Dan, you might want to pop that in.
That's because that bathroom up here is being finished.
I just thought it was multitasking for Dan, so he can drop a deuce while he's exporting. He can export personally while he's exporting RAWtalk.
Yep, no more 10-minute bathroom breaks.
You can also see that the windows don't have blinds yet, but they're on order.
God damn it, Jared, you were supposed to order them!
No diff yet.
That's Steven, by the way, yelling.
They've been ordered. They take about 4 to 5 weeks to do because, well, the holiday.
They're coming from China.
Well, there's going to be... No, they actually come from California. They're made in California. So we got the... diffusion one, and then blackout shades that are black. So the blackout shades go on the back, and then the diffusion goes on the front.
We do the porn, right?
Just so we can really control that light, because certain times of day when we're shooting in here, it's coming right in. And right now, the image might look a little flatter because we're getting light everywhere. So
there's a lot of backlight. So that's what that does.
Perfected yet, but
and we're not really used to shooting here. We don't know exactly. We
literally
generally know where the sun goes.
Yep.
But
we just set up RAWtalk yesterday, real quick last night, and just kind of finessed it today. So we'll see. It'll slowly evolve as we keep shooting in here.
So one of the things that I think we're going to end up figuring out how to do is get the lights off the floor for the majority of them.
Yeah.
So that we can have them up in the ceiling at all times to have a cleaner footprint.
Yep.
We had Jaffe over for a minute yesterday taking a look. So we just need to try to figure out what to do with that. Just because the lights up above will clean up the ground and make it easier.
And hopefully we'll have some more, we'll fill the room a little more so it won't be as reflective in terms of reverb because this room is pretty echoey.
I mean, we've got something awesome back here already.
But the audio will sound a little different than normal.
What about my neighbors?
They're not here now.
No, they can't hear us.
Yes.
That's why I started texting you just to let you know I'm home.
I got you.
I already missed Scooter, though, the dog.
Scooter moved anyway. Scooter wouldn't have been... Scooter wouldn't have been there because they moved out on Friday.
Oh, did they?
Before New Year's, yeah. So now there's nobody below me.
We move out and they move out.
They're not doing what?
They're not below me right now.
Oh, well, that would be inappropriate.
Right. So that's it. So they're not there. I'm waiting for who the new people are, which sucks because I really like the people that had Scooter because they were cool. They didn't say shit about anything noise-wise.
About Todd yelling.
Well, I mean, how could they?
No, that was the other neighbor that said something about Todd, but not the other. Anyway, let's move on. How was your New Year? Good?
It was good. It was fun. It was nice to have a little break, recharge the batteries.
Yeah, same here.
Mine was fine.
I went to Danville, Pennsylvania. Didn't really do anything.
No?
Had gluten-free stuffing and Thanksgiving turkey and all that stuff.
So your mom made you all gluten-free stuff,
All gluten-free. It was
nice.
It was unbelievable.
Mama Wolf.
Yeah.
Did you have chicken?
Turkey. I asked her for Christmas, Thanksgiving.
Is that what you asked for?
I did. Because when I went to Atlanta, we did not really have like a traditional Thanksgiving dinner.
What are you trying to say?
Nothing more than it was a giant family reunion. So it was like...
Did you have a turkey?
Buffet service. There was turkey, but it wasn't like turkey stuffing, mashed potatoes. Like
Were there waffle fries?
Huh?
Were there waffle fries?
No, there were no waffle fries, but there were like crab legs and things like that.
Crab legs.
Yeah, just everything under the
Southern
sun.
home cooking.
Yeah, there was everything under the sun except for I just wanted turkey, mashed potatoes, and gravy and stuffing. And so Mama Wolf hooked me up gluten-free. Here, I'll give it one for Debbie Wolf.
Thanks, Debbie Wolf.
Yeah.
So you both picked up new cameras.
Yeah, we did.
Hell yeah.
Separately, of course, but I picked up my 5D.
Together. No, we went together. Held hands.
I picked up my 5D right after Christmas. I knew I was going to get it, but yeah, I finally got that. I got the grip with it. Todd, you just got the body, I think, for shooting.
I just got I got it from Allen's.
I got mine more for stills. You got yours for video for the most part.
Exactly.
But yeah, we both got the 5D now. Now we got to see who shoots better with it.
Yeah, I mean, I was sitting on that decision for a long time, but that dual pixel autofocus, along with the Canon Connect to your phone and the iPad,
it's great.
Is a game changer. Because the only reason I have a camera is to shoot stuff personally, stuff at home, stuff for my wife, stuff for my daughter. If we're shooting anything else big, it'll be your cameras, it'll be other people's cameras. It's not my camera. You know what I mean? So this is for personal. That autofocus, that monitoring is amazing.
Well, and I know a lot of people talk about the GH4, which is, we know, older, and a crop sensor camera, and you were interested in that for a long time because of the 4K.
Yeah.
But I couldn't get past, a 5D Mark IV. Yes, it's bigger, and yes, it's more expensive. But
and the crop, there is the crop factor on a little bit, which isn't
well
awesome,
for your Canon lenses, because you're
yeah.
invested too much in Canon glass
again,
at this point.
And I have all these lenses.
Well, the crop factor in 4K, you mean?
Yeah, exactly.
So,
and it's what, 2 times for the GH4 or something like that?
I don't know what the I don't
for Micro Four Thirds. Yeah,
I'm not even sure, but I just it's the right decision. With the lenses that you have, with the autofocus, the dual pixel AF. You shot at 1.4 or something that 1.2. One time. You shot at 1.2, and it still worked perfectly for the FroKnowsPhoto show.
Because we were thinking about getting them for here eventually, and we can shoot super shallow and it'll just track our face the entire
we can
show.
Try.
There's no more locking focus and trying to stay in the same spot.
I would still lock the focus in.
It's unbelievable.
Really?
Oh, I would absolutely lock the focus in case it misses.
Yeah, but I mean, it did pretty good when we were just having people enter the frame and leave the frame.
It did, but we're not monitoring. You mean for the show?
For the show, yeah.
I don't know that I would trust it.
Yeah, I mean, we'd have to do a trial run, of course.
Yeah, you'd have to do a trial run. But you can, even when you're monitoring, turn off the servo. And you can monitor sound in the app as well, which I mentioned to Steven, which I was like, you can.
And I didn't realize that. We both didn't realize that. That's great.
Awesome. Anyway.
We didn't even notice that. So
I'll never use it, though, so whatever.
Speaking of Canon cameras, we have all of the Canon security cameras up and running inside and outside.
Ooh.
I would like to add one in this room just to have it because I like seeing what's going on. But
so we can keep track of Steven.
Exactly. No, you put them on the outside for security purposes.
Yeah, but you also, if somebody gets in
and you see who they are on the inside,
and you didn't get to see who they were on the outside, you at least are protected. You can see on the inside. Like the 3 windows out there. If somebody gets onto the roof from another roof where we don't have a camera, because we have the whole garden and the roof area is covered, but if you don't see them because they have a hood on when they come through the window,
then you still won't see them when they have a hood on.
If the hood comes off when they come inside, you have a better chance of seeing who they are.
Why would they take their hood off inside?
Yeah.
Probably because it's so warm with all the radiators.
You don't know. But speaking of security cameras, we were reviewing the footage from over the break.
Oh, yeah.
And we noticed, we saw something
breaking news. Hold on, breaking news.
Should we have Dan just run it? What he saw?
Are we allowed to run it, though? Do we have to put black bars on their eyes again?
Probably.
No, I don't think so.
No?
Do we need to put black bars on anything of this?
No, I think it's okay.
All right, let's do it.
All right, Dan,
brace yourself. It might not be safe for work, depending on where you work.
Play the security footage that we captured right now. And that's how good our security cameras are.
We can see back in time.
Oh, back in time. So why don't I go and get into a Pluggy McPluggerson? This show is brought to you by the little notification bell on YouTube.
Ding. Nice.
If you're on YouTube right now and you are subscribed, there is a bell right next to the subscribe button that you can click to make sure that you get notified when a new video goes live. You know that we have a lot of videos that go live, and some people say, well, I don't get your notifications. That's possibly why, and click on it. If you want to get our videos when they go live, click the notification, say, yes, notify me when new videos go live. One more thing.
Uh-oh.
Oh, look at that.
boy.
This is a Fro Readers jersey that came in.
It has your logo on it, doesn't it?
He wanted a Kings black with purple.
Nice.
This is a
It's a nice
extra
quality
large.
jersey. It really is.
It
It's
is.
nice.
It's
It is
authentic.
nice.
Yeah.
knit. He wanted iShoot Raw. He wanted 1.4. So it has all of that. It has the logo on the sleeve, the iShoot Raw, and this is what he wanted. So I just shipped out 5 different jerseys that came in because we had to get more patches made. But if you're interested in a jersey, I decided on the price was basically going to be cost was $115.99. That's going to include the shipping to wherever you're at in the United States. If you would like a custom jersey made to your specifications with my Fro logo on the front, you can pick a name, you can pick a number, you can send an email to me directly, jared@FroKnowsPhoto.com, with the subject line FroKnowsPhoto or hockey jersey, and I will get in touch with you with how you can pay and get all the information for what you're looking for. What number, what name, cost is $115.99, which includes shipping. That's what everybody has paid that has already purchased it, and they look really good. They do look good.
Yeah,
They're
that's
sharp.
a sexy looking jersey for sure.
So why don't we get to photo news?
Real quick, what about an update on your place? Is it
What?
still unfurnished and just an empty loft?
I mean, you can show the picture.
It's pretty empty, isn't it?
I mean, yeah, it's like my heart.
I actually have something to help you furnish that. Dan, can you hook me up with a little gift over there?
What?
I have something to add to your loft. It's not much at all, but
Which way are you walking?
in true Jared Polin
He doesn't
fashion,
know
I
where
need
to
to
go
wrap
right
it for
now.
you.
It's confusing. Oh, hold on.
Blank picture.
Yep. That's all it is.
How do I?
Rip it open, man.
Well, is it there, and there?
No, Todd already beat me to
I
that.
already crushed that.
Figured you would like this. But
Live, love, laugh.
show the audience.
It's Skeletor.
So it's super cheesy, but I figured you would like
Did somebody
that.
sell this?
Yeah, it's an Etsy thing. So it took forever to get to me. But I actually ordered
And
another
they just
thing.
stole the images and then printed them?
Pretty much.
That's incredible.
I have another thing as well, which didn't come in the mail because I'm actually pretty sure it got stolen off my porch. Todd, I showed you this. Remember I showed you what it was, the product I got him?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, maybe I didn't. Maybe I didn't.
Did you?
Well, I didn't see it.
I think I did.
I think you did too.
I think I did. Yeah, but that I was
talk
supposed to
off
give
the air.
you as well, and that didn't come in. Now, remember I said B&H? I ordered something off there, and it never came, and it got lost in the mail
Yeah.
or something like that. Well, I realized that I also ordered something through Amazon for you, the other gift, and they were both delivered same time, and they both disappeared off my porch. So I'm assuming.
Did you report it?
Yeah, I reported it to UPS, and it's under investigation right now.
Did you tell B&H and all them?
I didn't tell B&H yet because I just figured it out yesterday that both packages were delivered the same time. Because I'm like, oh, I wonder what happened to the other package I was
What
supposed
an
to get.
asshole.
Yeah.
I wish you had...
And none of my neighbors-
Cookies. That's
Wait,
all.
hold on.
I
None of my
thought they
neighbors
were
have
cookies.
cameras.
Hold on.
so-
I think the security footage caught the culprit. Dan, can you run the video right now? Yeah, good thing that you had those Canon security cameras
I
installed.
know. I'm glad we caught the culprit.
Yeah, man.
But hopefully, I will give you the other one next week or the week after, if it ever comes in.
Well, what
If-
is it?
I can't tell you.
It's a prize.
It's
It's
a gift.
surprise, Jared.
All right,
but it'll
anyway.
also help you out the loft because you don't have many things there right now. So.
Well, the good news is that the girl I'm seeing,
yeah.
she's an interior designer
Oh, it's perfect.
for a big
Well,
corp.
you better hurry up then.
Corporate what?
Have her help you out before she leaves too.
Well, I told her that my place feels empty like my heart, and she got upset.
Oh no!
She's like, "That's not nice."
Don't tell her
That's
that.
true.
That's the last person to tell of all
Yeah,
people.
but I make jokes. I make jokes.
Yeah, I mean, after Christmas, the Grinch's heart grew, so he should be all right.
I make jokes, but no, the place is pretty empty until I figure out. I want to build this atrium thing. I don't know what it's going to cost, if I'm actually going to do it, but it would be pretty cool to have this upstairsy thing that's all glass. I don't know, just
An
ideas.
island might be nice in that kitchen area. I know you thought about that.
An
for a
island?
second.
Well, I want to do something high. I like high tables, and that would go against. I don't know. I want to do something.
The question is, what are you going to do with that back room? Because right now that's
office?
just like, no, the gear room that we used to have all this gear
So
in.
the idea is pop up this picture, Dan. This is an atrium thing that's in New York.
Okay.
Now this is open to the outside. I don't want it open to the outside because I don't the plants. I will have plants. I want it closed off. I want a nice roof on it, but it's going to be glass all the way around, inside and outside. I think that would be much better than just making a dining room or a sitting area. It's going to let in a ton of natural light.
That would be like the second floor, though, right?
It's going to go up to into the roof.
It'd be like the 2.5 floor.
Okay.
It's going to be it's going to be like floor 2.5, and it's going to extend up to where my pilot house is for the roof deck. Some idea.
Yeah.
So.
I just think you need a kitchen table and all that instead of your current plastic table that you got.
I don't have anything. I have no chairs.
Table.
I have one chair over there.
You took your one chair
I took
with
my
you.
chairs over here. No, I have my Embody in my
you
office.
Have the Embody, yeah.
If I was to just be in my office all the time like normal, I would never know anything was missing.
It's true.
Because everything's still, most of the things are still there until I bring over the printers. All right, let's get to photo news.
First up, we've got with the new year comes a new challenge. Photoblog.com put together a calendar that offers a new kind of 365-day challenge. Ooh. Now, the new photo calendar offers one photo idea to try out for each day of the year based around what's popular that month. So like 4th of July recommends fireworks that day. September 21st suggests a goodbye summer photo.
Now, what does 9/11 say?
Probably nothing. In the spring, it recommends flowers.
I mean, that's a good question. What do they want you to do on 9/11?
I don't know. Some of it's just random, just to fill in the month. But like springtime recommends flowers and raindrops, stuff like that.
What if it's that time of month? Do they have menstrual flow that they want you to get?
That's a good idea.
Winter's like cold photos, icy things, cozy by the fire stuff, snow boots, hot drinks, whatever.
I don't do a 365, and I have no desire to do a 365.
It's tough to do something like that. I mean, that takes a lot of willpower to do it every single day.
I'm trying to think of, I don't do the resolution thing, but there's some things that I want to work on. And I've done well so far with getting up early to go to the gym locally to do some working out and stuff like that. And then there was something I was just thinking about, but then I forgot what it was.
You did pretty good this entire year getting up earlier, though, because you used to get up a little later, and now this year I feel like it's like 7:30.
I mean, I'm not up much later than 8:30 at the latest unless I go to bed at 2.
Yeah, but I feel like before it was like 9 a.m.
Well, it's 7 hours is what I go for.
Sure.
And my thing that I've worked on is I've been doing the snooze button like 2 or 3 times.
Gotcha.
And it's 8 minutes every time. And then I would sit in bed and look at my phone and look at social media. Well,
look at other things.
No, not in the morning.
Online to see where he's at.
Not in the morning.
Only that helps you sleep at night.
Steven on Find a Friend.
Right. I watch the Loft and see what's going on. Watch the FroFactory. No. So just to get the fuck up.
Yeah.
Get up.
You need a couple
just
minutes.
Get up.
Yeah.
Don't hit the button 12 times. So I'm not doing that. My goal was to get to the gym before 7 o'clock. I was there at 6:56 today, and it should start to be earlier. Actually, I was planning on not going. I was planning on going, and then I was like, well, my legs are sore from the leg workout the other day. And then Mark Cuban posted a photo from CES where he was in the gym, and he was on the treadmill.
Okay.
And he's like, I have this thing that if somebody's on a treadmill before me, I can't stop until they're done. And so
I know a couple friends do that as well. Yeah.
It was verging on 2 hours, and the guy kept going. So Cuban turned to the guy and said,
will you leave?
He's like, when are you going to stop? He's like, I was waiting for you to stop. And they
were
both waiting for each other to stop.
Amazing.
So then they've decided that they would both stop at the same time.
I would work out with...
That's pretty cool.
I'd work out with friends, and I'd be running, and I'm like, I gotta beat him. And then it'd just be never ending, same kind of thing. You have to.
All right, this is going to be a long show, it seems like.
So anyway,
I'm talking a lot.
This calendar, I'll link to the full res calendar, which you can print out. There's a Google Drive document for it, and you can print it out if you want. You can check it off, do whatever. But the only thing I don't like is certain things. I feel like they should let you take photos of like a week prior. I'd
like to challenge you on that photo challenge.
Definitely
with our 5Ds, I would crush you.
Oh, showdown! I'm telling you.
You know what?
I just shot pictures of Jeannie at the gym.
Did you?
Crushed it.
12,800?
Crushed it.
10,000.
It was bad light, so probably.
He doesn't even know what he's doing.
I shot the Valencia show with the 5D. That was the first thing I shot with it.
I guarantee my pictures are better.
I guarantee mine are better.
No.
Way better. I also shot at like 10,000 ISO. I was real high for that
Nope.
show.
You were real high for that show?
That's the photo challenge I
high.
care about is Steven versus Todd.
Yeah, one day we'll do a Steven versus Todd photo
that's
challenge.
a simple showdown.
We'll set up guys in the comments.
Clear winner.
In the comments, leave what the challenge should be. 3 things that they need to be challenged to shoot, and then we would have a competition.
No, I should show some of my pictures though, and we should critique what we.
I'll show you
did.
my pictures, bro.
Yeah, some of your photos from
pictures.
Jeannie's thing.
10 shots.
10 shots.
Your 10 best shots
On next week's show.
On next week's show.
And I get to be the judge.
Sure.
10 best shots. Yeah.
I'll be the judge.
Yeah.
That works.
And Dan could just shut the fuck up. Thank you.
I'll just crush it. So
Next.
Then we have a Spanish photographer named Paul Fur. He proposed in a darkroom to his now wife, I guess. The duo picked up fiance. Yeah, you're right. The duo picked up photography as a hobby and created a DIY mobile darkroom about half a year ago. Now, Paul wanted a unique way to propose, so he figured why not in the darkroom through a secret message. Here's what he did the day before the proposal. He printed the words.
He took his pants off and he had a cock ring on. That was the...
Okay.
I don't know. That's where my head went.
Sure. But he printed the words, "Will you marry me?" but obviously in Spanish on a transparency. He then used that as a mask and burned in the text on a blank print. The text will not become visible until obviously it hits the developer.
Which is cute.
So he did a test print, it all worked out, and then he did another one without developing it for the actual proposal. So then what happened is the next day, the couple went for a photo shoot, photos taken by his sister. They then began to develop the images together. He took out the sheet he prepped the day before, and as it was developing, she gasped. She first thought it was just spots.
Ay, mamia!
She thought it was just spots on the print.
Wait, I get my Spanish. Wait, ay, ay, ay. Wait.
So she thought it was a mistake?
She thought it was a mistake at first, that they just got a bad piece of paper. But then she realized that the full words appeared, "Will you marry me?" And she said yes. She then turned around. He was on his knees. And
She said
there you
see.
go. So Paul did a whole behind-the-scenes video documenting the entire proposal in their, again, mobile darkroom, which you can view in full over on the website. It's good.
Sweet.
It's a good idea.
Nice.
I think he did a good job.
FroKnowsPhoto.com/RAWtalk-210.
The largest photo of the known universe officially weighs in at 2 million gigabytes. Now, over a 4-year period, the University of Hawaii's Pan-STARRS-1, which is the Panoramic Survey Telescope and Rapid Response System.
You know, when I hear about Hawaii, it reminds me about a song by Israel,
Nope.
the really large guy.
Nope.
The
who
really
sang
large
Somewhere
guy?
Over the Rainbow, but did it with the icy skies of blue. And
No clue what you're talking about.
You've never heard that?
I've heard the
never
ukulele
ever
song.
heard it in my
yeah,
life.
the one with the ukulele. He's like,
You don't tell me you heard it.
somewhere over the rainbow, icky licky la, licky la da la da ho, tiny bubbles make me warm all over. That's Don Ho. Anyway, keep going.
So anyway, this new telescope has been taking photos of the sky for the past 4 years from its location on top of a dormant volcano in Maui. Now 500,000.
Which, that reminds me of Pixar.
Jesus.
Remember the short?
Hold on, Dave.
Today's interruptions are brought to you by...
The little notification button.
Yeah. No, the Pixar movie, because Pixar always does the shorts. So before the one with the girl, what was the last one that came out? I can't remember the name. Where you're in the brain. You got
Inside Out.
Joy,
Oh,
yeah,
Inside Out.
Inside Out.
Yeah, that was a great
well,
one.
the thing that plays at the beginning, the volcano, someone the lava, called Lava.
Oh, yeah.
That is the greatest. That is so beautiful.
So 500,000 images later, with each shot being captured 12 times in 5 different wavelengths, the data has finally been stitched into a single image, which comes in at 2 million gigs.
Well, couldn't my cell phone have just gotten that same picture?
Yeah, of course.
Crushed it.
Now, if printed at full resolution, this giant panorama would be 1.5 miles long and feature over 3 billion stars.
Is that like that star over there hanging?
Billions and billions of stars.
Look,
Yes.
look at Todd.
To the face, Todd.
That's not the face. You're just trying to do it.
New year, same tooth.
He stole that from my Instagram
Yeah.
post. Oh, Steven's not actually funny.
Which he
So-
broke on a pretzel.
Let's see. The camera used to take the photo is the most powerful astronomical camera in the world, featuring a 1.5
The
billion
60DA.
1.5 billion pixel sensor. That's crazy. And that photo, along with countless others, which they're calling a bonanza of data, are now available to the general public, which I'll link to over on the website. Again, a 2 million gigapixel file for this giant image of the universe.
You know what it is, though? It's huge.
Crickets. Crickets. Thank you.
So Brides Magazine is at it again, offering sound advice on what brides should look for when choosing the right photographer. In their article entitled Essential Questions You Need to Ask Your Wedding Photographer, one of their pro tips...
Wait, can we run my video about things not to ask a potential prospective?
That's a pretty long video, but maybe run a clip real quick.
You can pop a little bit up.
No, actually, you know what? Run the clip real quick. Oh, not that video.
No, not
not
that
that
video.
one, Dan.
Forget
The
it.
other
You
one.
guys can look up the video. The things not to say to a prospective wedding client
Yep.
is what I did, and it's pretty raunchy.
It's great. So again, one of their pro tips, note that the bride should review the gear their photographer is using, and it should be either a Canon or Nikon camera, which are the most readily available professional cameras available.
That's just so stupid.
That's
and
true.
they also
That's true.
misspelled Canon, by the way, with 2 N's.
Well, check
Three
this
N's,
out.
3 N's.
Check this out.
Well, they meant Canon.
Way back in the day, way back before FroKnowsPhoto, I'm at the airport going to travel somewhere for a shoot, and I get a call from a guy looking for a wedding photographer, and he's asking about gear. And he goes, you must have a 12 megapixel camera in order to shoot my wedding. And I said, okay, I have a Nikon D2H, 4.1 megapixels with the best glass that you can have. And I tell him this. He goes, well, but that's not 12 megapixels. I said, I could go buy a Rebel right now that's 12 megapixels and you're not going to get better. I'm going to get better results with my 4 megapixel camera than I am from a consumer camera. I'm like, and I just knew I wasn't going to get this wedding, so I just unleashed on the
of
guy.
course.
I'm like, you are looking at the wrong thing. I said, go hire somebody with a Rebel 12 megapixel camera versus me with my camera right here.
I feel like that time it was like the peak of the megapixel war back
It
in
was,
the day.
and I tried to educate,
Yep.
but the guy wasn't having any of it, and I'm like, well, screw you, dude. Go hire somebody else.
So the author of this article, photographer Tiffany Matsura, also says it should be a full format camera is what
Full
she's calling
format?
it. So does that mean large format? Does that mean full frame?
Yeah, full format, like
Is medium format not good enough?
full frontal.
Full frontal.
I like that.
Now, brides.com has since updated the article to now read that your photographer would use the most readily available professional camera, not specifying it should be Canon.
Dude,
or
that could be a
Nikon.
Pentax. It doesn't matter.
Exactly.
It could be anything.
Doesn't matter.
What's this website called?
Brides.com.
Hey, brides.com. Shut up. You
.com.
don't have a microphone.
And the author has since apologized
Apologize.
publicly.
I can yell.
And she says,
Watch Barb K knock on the door.
Apologize.
apologize.
Can
She
you
says-
please keep it down, Jared? I'm trying to smoke methamphetamine down here.
She apologized, saying, to the photographers who felt disrespected through this article, I can only offer my most sincere apologies. I respect every photographer's personal preference, which is what makes our industry and craft great.
What do you mean our industry?
Because she's a photographer.
No, she's not.
She's a photographer.
You're not a photographer if you say full format.
Well, she's obviously better than you because she writes for bride.com.
Right. Like all those people that write for Huffington Post and make a big deal out of writing for Huffington
When
Post.
anyone can
Did
write
you
for
know that
Huffington
anybody
Post.
can write for Huffington Post? Because all Huffington Post cares about is that they get search, traffic, and results from your articles. I used to put them up for for a little bit, and then I was like, well, why am I going to do this? This isn't really going to benefit me. They're not paying any money. I'm not going to get more exposure. They're just building a bigger database so that they can get the traffic.
Yep.
If it was beneficial to me, more beneficial, I would continue to do it.
Would it just be buried on their website, or would they actually promote it in some way?
They don't promote. All they care about is virility.
Yeah, sure.
That's all they care about. Is it going to be shareable? Because you know what pisses me off a lot about Huffington Post stuff is they will
Everything?
have a great headline. What'd you say?
Everything.
I didn't hear him. What'd he say?
I just
He
said
said
everything.
Oh no, it's just they will have a great headline. Then they'll have 2 good paragraphs, and then the story ends.
Well, I'm spent after 2 paragraphs. Like I got things to do.
It was over. I'm like, but you guys were on a good. Why didn't you just finish the article?
Yeah.
It's like, come on, you got me here to read it now. And I'm tired of those sites that all they do, it's like you go there and they're like top 12
Click
people
next.
that make money.
Click next.
Every time
I
it loads.
hate it.
So what you guys need to
And
understand.
the freaking ads look like the next button too, and you end up getting sent over to like a third-party
yes,
website.
The next buttons look like ads, which
hate
is
it.
bullshit.
Yeah.
But the whole reason they do that is because they get another page view every
course,
time,
yeah.
which means they can then run more ads. But what's happening is ads are becoming less, they're even less effective than they were when they were the yearbook.com bullshit.
Always happens on celebritynipslip.com.
What was that?
What?
And so where ads are working are direct plugs and branded content, not just banners, because nobody wants that bullshit anymore.
Yep.
Go ahead.
So she just finishes off her apology saying, regardless of whatever equipment a photographer chooses to use, their photography business is ultimately built around their unique vision and artistry.
What's her name?
Tiffany.
Yo, Tiffany.
Tiffany Matsura.
Yo, Tiffany Matsura. I'll outshoot you with my iPhone at a wedding.
Whoa.
Hey, whoa.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
That's a gauntlet.
Whoa. Did it say anywhere in the article about maybe looking at the portfolio?
I'm sure it does.
I mean,
I'm sure it does.
Maybe see what the pictures look
There was
like.
a bunch of Q&As basically,
Yeah.
and she went
Which
through,
is
and this
good.
is the one that really hit photographers
Yeah.
because they're like,
Yeah,
really?
sure.
You can shoot with anything.
But
and
see, that's
Exactly.
so it's bad because brides will read this and they don't know any
That's the
better.
thing.
They look at this as a source. It's almost like going to that guy's website that always comes up with photo gear.
yeah,
It's like
that
going
guy.
to the doctor after you've looked at WebMD and you think you know exactly what's wrong with you.
yeah, yep.
What is this on my testicle?
So there's a
Dan?
free
His name's
Lightroom.
Dan.
There's a free Lightroom plugin now available called Focus Point Viewer, which does just that. Visually shows your active focus point on photos when browsing through Lightroom. Now, similar to how it would appear on like the back of your camera if the focus point setting was enabled in your review settings. Do you have that enabled?
I always have it enabled. I always
do?
want to see where my focus point is.
Okay, so a red box appears where the focus point was locked on in that particular photo.
Now, do you have that turned on?
I do not have that turned on now.
No wonder why.
I'll shoot
I was
you
setting-
any day.
I was setting Todd up, and then I just did the punchline myself.
So, created by underwater photographer Joshua Musselwhite, the only caveat to this specific plugin, it only works with a D7200 at first,
Oh, I mean, that's a great camera. I mean, yeah.
which is Josh's camera of choice. That's
Good
why
job,
it works
Josh.
with that. But
Muscleman.
it's open source, and you can go and map it to your specific camera, and he gives you instructions when you download it for free off of his website or wherever you can
that's
download
cool.
from. But it's a pain in the ass to actually set up. Like you have to, it will take you a lot of time to map your focus points to this plugin. Once you do it, easy peasy, it's great. You can choose it from Lightroom and see every focus point, but it is a little tough. I do wish Adobe somehow directly built this into Lightroom and it was a lot easier to view your focus point.
Well, you know who does have it built in?
Who?
Nikon and Canon into their software.
Oh, yeah, but come on now. Who actually uses that software?
Nobody.
Yeah.
Don't tell Canon or Nikon that.
So I'll link to this, though, over on the website if you guys do want to try it out. Again, it will take some time to set up to your specific camera if you don't have a D7200. Magic Lantern's latest breakthrough offers lossless 14-bit DNG still shooting in camera. Now, the man behind the hack, ML's own Alex, has figured out how Canon decodes their CR2
Alex?
RAW files. Alex, yeah. CR2 RAW files in the camera. He was then able to create a mod that encodes a DNG file that Adobe accepts in their software, again, directly in camera. This means that DNG RAW video may soon be possible, which is huge on a 5D DSLR. Which would offer...
Well, it can't be much huger than the 4K footage already is.
Yeah,
That's
seriously.
funny.
But
Yeah.
can I take a 2 million gigapixel
File?
file?
Probably not.
Thank you.
So this would obviously give you much smaller file size if you shot DNG RAW video and better quality overall. Also, this could be helpful if someone is still using like an older version of Lightroom, but they have a new camera like the 5D Mark IV and they want to open it. It won't work unless you have the newer CC subscription. In terms of still shooting, this might be cool if it gives you a higher burst rate in RAW. If you shoot DNG RAW,
Yeah.
you never know. Maybe it turns
Oh,
a
you
7.
shoot DNGs.
I'm saying maybe it turns a 7 frame per second camera into a 10.
Well, that becomes mechanical, though.
I'm not sure. Yeah.
You know, I was thinking ahead because when Dan was walking, I was thinking about when I have to tell him to get the wheel, and then I got to thinking about how the cache cannon's going to work. It's almost like Todd's further away from us, and
You know
he's
what?
got
He's
a
got the
light in
light
the
now.
way, so he's going to
It'll
have
block
to
'em.
contend with all of that stuff.
So we gave Todd a
I
little
do it
bit.
side. I do it gangster style.
I
then
hope
at
it all
that
falls
point.
out. I hope it all falls out the top again.
So we gave Todd a little bit of a light upgrade. We gave him a 4-bank, 2-foot Kino, which before we just had a little FMV like LED light that barely lit you up.
And I have a little table for my toys.
It's
don't-
going to be really nice though to have those up there.
It'll be really
Steven.
nice, and eventually we're gonna upgrade Todd with an actual like DSLR.
Even though I just-
and not a GoPro.
Even though I just bought 5 new light stands from Matthews.
Yeah,
always
but we
use
will
them.
use them because we have about 4 or 5 more Kinos.
One we
that
got
need.
downstairs. We're not going to grid downstairs.
Sure. So anyway, some other advantages to this. Obviously, you'll get more on a memory card if you shoot DNG stills versus RAW stills. Now, it still isn't. It's still.
But
in,
you're not going to get dual pixel. That they're
Dual pixel
Canon's
RAW?
DPP or whatever the hell it's called. Yeah, dual pixel RAW.
dual pixel RAW. Yeah, I haven't even touched that on my 5D, and I probably never will.
Never touch it.
But it's still in the proof of concept phase, so there's no official public build for this that's been released just yet. But I'm sure eventually it will come out. So that's great.
Have you
Magic
ever used
Lantern's
the
big.
Magic Lantern stuff in your
I
cameras?
have never actually downloaded it, but I've watched a ton of tutorials and stuff because I've wanted to.
You should
but
put it on your.
I'm always nervous about it.
We
Todd,
sh- we
put it on your
shot-
5D Mark III.
yeah.
Oh.
The thing is, it doesn't get installed on your camera. It's installed on your memory card.
Oh, that's
so
right.
it really it's
happens
hard
if you hit
to
format?
brick your camera.
Yeah.
Then it just formats the card. That's it.
Oh.
You just don't have the magic lantern inside. But I was going to do it because
magic lantern inside.
when I first started working with him back
That's
in
what she said?
I don't know 2011 or 12, I guess, when my 5D3 when I came out.
Yeah.
I would use my 5D3 for a lot of the stuff we shot for FroKnowsPhoto, but then we got all the Nikons. So at the time, I was going to switch to Magic Lantern because we utilized the camera so much, but it really wasn't worth it because now we just use Nikon. So and I don't really shoot
think it's worth it.
I'd be
video.
curious if it does
on the side.
anything, if it pushes the camera farther than it goes, basically almost unlocks potential
It does.
to it.
It gives you
I'll try it.
gives you all the professional features: zebra lines, focus
yeah,
peaking,
that's right.
all that. Yeah, better audio.
We should try it. Let's try it together and hold hands.
I don't think it supports the 5D4 yet, but the 5D3.
Eventually it will. I'm
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Then we've got a couple more stories introducing the Aperture Wrench, which was clearly designed by a photographer. It features an aperture-like diameter that adjusts just like the blades of a real aperture. Now, inspired by the apertures in cameras, the idea was formed to create a wrench to fit any size nut, says the guy who created it, photographer Jordan Starenka. What are you cracking up because I said nut?
No, we're gonna let that one go, Steven.
I didn't say anything.
We didn't say anything. We just laughed, smirked.
I
and,
thought about changing that when I'm like typing this up. I'm like, they're definitely going to giggle when I say that.
Well, I mean, keep going.
There's
It's been like
a
3
simple,
weeks. We've had a lot of stupidness build up in us.
So there's a simple scroll wheel on the side which opens and closes the aperture. Now, once the desired bolt size is reached, there's a locking button on the side to lock it in place as
For
well.
your nuts. For your nuts.
For your nuts.
Right.
To make it even more photography friendly, another photo idea was implemented. A ring light was added around the aperture opening for those bolts, those nuts in dark areas that need to be tightened.
Well, it's important.
Now, unfortunately, it's only a concept design right now, so this wrench doesn't actually exist.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So
Thanks
my
for
nuts are
bringing
ass
that up.
out.
Well, the design is awesome, so I figured I'd bring it up to all the photographer friends we have out there. We've got a new photo series featuring drone shots of wildfire victims lying down in their burned down homes. In November of 2016, wildfires blanketed Great Smoky Mountains National Park in the town of Gatlinburg, Tennessee.
I've been there.
Taking 2,000 homes with it. Now, photographer Jeremy Cowart took to the skies to create this new series called Voice of Gatlinburg to raise money for the victims and bring awareness of the devastation of wildfires. He had the victims lie on a mattress where their bedroom once was, on top of the rubble and just general debris of their burnt down homes. Now, he also took portraits of the victims and shared their personal story from the day they lost their home on his website. So he'll have like a portrait, the drone shot, and then the story behind that day. And it's a really powerful photo story, really well done. And I'll link to the bird's eye view images over on the website. And he also has GoFundMe campaigns for each individual person that
That's
he
nice.
helped out.
That's nice.
So you can also fund their new home as well. And next up, we've got a new lens turns your Nikon DSLR into a 360-degree camera. It's called Sphere. The lens captures 360 degrees horizontally and 180 degrees vertically, so the seam is at the top and the bottom of the image instead of the left and right side of the frame. Now, to use the lens properly, you need to point the camera straight up to capture a full omnidirectional view that doesn't require any stitching in post. Specs for this include an f8 aperture, so you'll need a ton of light to use this 360-degree sphere lens. And they also note, this is what gets me about this, they note that optimum focus is at 40 inches. So you'll have to be incredibly close to this lens for it to really capture it and be in focus.
40 inches.
And it weighs 4 pounds.
Oh.
So it's a heavy, heavy lens.
How much is it?
Wow.
That's the thing, is they don't tell you how much it is. You can either rent this lens or purchase it, and they only have a limited quantity. They didn't list the price, so I assume it's insanely high.
Or you could just buy a Key Mission 360 for $499.
Yes. Now, I think the concept is great,
Yeah, it's a cool, interesting idea.
and they do have a demo video of this, which I'll post over on the website. To me, it looks extremely unsharp. There's a ton of chromatic aberration in it.
Even
Again,
the stuff that's in that 40-inch range.
that looks sharp,
Yeah.
but they took they're in a random field, and everything just looks out of focus.
Huh.
Yeah, so
Some things are meant to be left alone.
yeah, again, I think it's just not there yet, but it's an interesting concept because it is a DSLR. Now, it is a Nikon F mount, but you can just get any type of adapter and put it on any camera.
Yeah.
It's a new world. That 360 VR stuff is a
Yeah,
new world.
it's really
Yep.
stepping up. A lot of VR headsets that are out there. My mom got a VR headset for Christmas. I was shocked.
What'd she download and put on it?
How to cook?
No, she didn't really watch anything yet because she actually got vertigo a couple of times back in the day.
Oh, no.
She suffered from that, so My dad got her that, and
It's like,
I don't think she's really tried it yet, but I will say me and my niece were playing with it, and it's really cool.
I let my mom and dad play with the VR over the holidays. And
The only thing I don't like is I still feel like it's not like if you use your phone, it doesn't look that sharp.
it's not going to be that sharp until like the screens are 4K or 8K in
Exactly.
your eyes.
Yeah.
You're still, if you really look at it, you can see pixels. You just got to forget for a second.
Yeah, you just kind of get used
Yeah.
to it after a couple minutes, and then you really, put yourself in that 360 video.
yeah.
But that's it for photo news.
All right, thank you. Let's get to
seem so
gear of the
excited.
week. Gear of the week is Alexa. What time is it? Alexa,
Crushed
Great
it.
gear.
what time is it?
It's 2:03 p.m.
Thank you, Alexa.
I thought she was going to say, I don't want to be on camera. I didn't sign a release.
Alexa, can I take your picture?
Sorry, I don't have the answer to that question.
Whatever.
she's
Anyway,
being coy.
this is the Amazon Echo Dot. I bought this.
This is a smaller version.
This is a small. They have a couple. They have a boombox. They have the Amazon Echo, which
My
is
brother
the
has that.
$180 version, which is sold out until January 25th.
Okay.
Because it was the hottest gift in the holidays.
Yeah.
Hot.
So the Dot is
Fresh to
$50
death.
And hatchables.
It's pretty good. The reason I picked one up is my neighbor has the Echo, and I thought it was actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like that you can talk to it. Now, this thing sounds like absolute balls when you play music. Absolutely horrible.
Did you use the Aperture Wrench on it?
No.
You equated it to putting it almost sounding like a phone in a red Solo cup. and
Well,
it sounds
something
very
like that.
Similar
It's,
tinny
it sounds
and-
like any of those
Yeah.
things you would add to your phone back in the day.
The phone
Very
sounds better.
tinty. Very tinty.
Right.
Tinty.
So
Tinty.
the music playing isn't that good, but it will connect to a boombox or a Bluetooth device from this thing.
Yeah.
It will hopefully one day, my goal or what I would like it to do is connect with Sonos so that I could say, Alexa, play, connect my Sonos. She's going to say something, I'm sure.
Here she comes.
No. But it is so I was going to return it because the audio was so bad, but then I said, I didn't buy this to listen to audio.
Yeah.
I have a Sonos system.
So what did you buy it for specifically? To
You
order
bought it so
stuff?
somebody would actually listen to you.
I
and
wanted
do
to
what they're
test it
told.
out. I wanted to play. I want to make sure that this technology is continuing to get better, whether
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
Apple doesn't have anything,
Yep.
Google has the Home, and Amazon has the Echo. So I want to make sure that I'm up on it. Plus, like this morning I said, Alexa, what's the temperature outside?
Right now in Philadelphia, it's 54 degrees with cloudy skies. Today's forecast has intermittent clouds.
Alexa, stop.
Shut up.
Alexa, shut your pie hole.
You can always play music.
Typical woman.
There's things that you can add to it like Jeopardy and CNN and all that different stuff that you can activate so you can ask different things of it. And it's going to continue to get better. It's the whole reason that Amazon has this is that they want you to sell you more stuff.
Of course.
You can literally add stuff to your cart
It's like their
from
quick
here.
buttons that they have.
So
And it links to the smart home stuff. Like I have a Nest at home, and I can
Okay.
say
It will
I think
control
I can
that.
tell it to change my temperature and do this and that, and turn the lights on outside because I have Bluetooth.
Right. If it has HomeKit
that.
enabled, you can have it unlock maybe your August lock, which is what I have on the front door at home.
Exactly.
But it is pretty cool. So that's the Amazon Echo. They are not paying us to do
No,
this.
not the Echo.
This is the Amazon Dot.
Yeah.
The Dot version 2, the second generation.
V2.
I got it in black, not in white.
Racist.
And that's that. So there you have it. That's the Amazon Echo Dot. The whole point for $50 is they want you to be able to put one in every room so that you could always talk to it. I think
not bad for
You can,
50.
you can actually set a to-do list. You can tell that, and you can actually check it on your phone later. With the app, it
cool.
will have the to-do
Yeah.
list there that you can check off. So it's getting there. It's going to continue to get better.
what's
Can
the
I
range?
tell her to bring me toilet paper in the bathroom when I've just ran out?
No.
Can I get the Amazon guy to come upstairs and hand it to me through just the crack? Don't look at me. Just put it through the door. Don't look at me, though.
Well, Dan won't have that problem when he's editing. He's got the toilet right there. He's set.
What were you going to say, Steven?
What's the range of something like that? Like if you have it in this room and you're trying to talk to her from over there.
They call it far field voice things. It works pretty well.
Curious
I know,
how it works with the Echo.
I was like 50 feet away from the larger one, and it still heard me. Even with music playing, it knows to hear
Yeah, that's impressive.
it. Now, they say that the Dot doesn't pick you up as well as the other one,
Sure.
which may be the case, But so far, I like just sitting there and asking it a question. It even read Wikipedia to me for a specific thing that I looked up. It was Bob Ross. I wanted to hear about Bob Ross, and then you say Wikipedia, it reads the first paragraph and then says, would you like to know more? And it keeps reading it to you. It's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
So it's better than Siri, I'll say that.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So that is your gear of the week. Now is it time for Flying Solo?
I think it's time, yeah.
So we got Flying Solo. We got people that went ahead and asked questions via video. As we've been saying, those are going to get priority because we like those. Not that I don't like the other ones. It actually makes it flow a little better. So here's the first question from Seth Burrow, and he says, Happy New Year's, guys.
Hey guys, Happy New Year. This is Seth. My question for you is, what do you expect to see from Canon and Nikon this year? And are you excited? Also, Todd, can you please say something about me and Meredith's voice for my ringtone? See you guys.
So his question was what again?
Was, Todd, can you do a Meredith voice
No,
for
I
him?
want to know about what are we excited about from Canon and Nikon
All right,
this year?
so Nikon is due for D750 replacements.
And D810 replacements
And
at this
D810
point.
replacements.
Yeah.
They just announced in the United States this morning that the D5600 will be released here. Whoop-de-doo. That was announced 2 months ago in Europe.
Yeah.
Nikon people need to understand that this is a global
worldwide
thing. You can't just announce it in Europe and not give us a press release because then we look like assholes when that happens.
When it's new.
So I don't think much is coming from Nikon. I don't foresee a lot of new glass. I foresee 2 new bodies. I don't even see the D610 happening anyway.
I feel like they would replace that camera.
D7, I see a replacement to the D750 and a D810 has to be in the next year.
Granted, the
Has to be.
D750, I mean, that is now their affordable option, full frame almost.
It is.
Because it's so inexpensive.
Canon side, you obviously, I think a new 70-200 2.8 version
that's
3 is
any
on its
month
way.
now, I'm sure.
Body-wise,
60 Mark II.
maybe 60 Mark II.
I think
maybe a
there's
mirrorless camera.
Full frame mirrorless, we'll see.
That's all rumor stuff, but we'll see.
Have they replaced the C500 yet?
They haven't. I don't think they put out a Mark II for that. Now they did put out the C700, which some people think replaced the C500.
Gotcha.
So I don't know. Now they already
Yeah.
replaced the 300 and 100.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, C100 at this point is almost expected to be a Mark III soon. At this point, yeah.
Oh, there you go.
And so that's that. Do you want to do his Meredith ringtone?
Yeah.
What's his name?
Seth Burrow.
Seth. Mwanja.
God damn it, Seth, answer the damn phone! Seth, open the damn phone up! Pick up the phone, it's emergency!
That's all.
That works.
Every time his phone rings, people are going to be like, what the hell?
If you would like anybody to say your ringtone,
Oh, Jesus Christ.
$29.95
I mean, yes.
right to Todd's
Yes.
PayPal account, and he will do a ringtone for you.
Oh, that's funny.
I'm about to.
All right, Michael Tooley. Here we go. Michael Tooley.
What's up, Fro, Todd, Steven, Dan? My question is mainly for Jared. It seems like you're working all the time, and so my question is, what does your workflow look like for the week? How do you stay organized? And do you rest? What do you do for rest and leisure and fun? Or is it just like nonstop? Thanks, guys.
So that's a great question because
Busiest guy in the
So
world.
busy bitching about not doing anything.
I think I put out the perception that I'm super busy, and we have videos that we put up that makes it seem like that. I have time now that I've sort of delegated, and you got other people doing shit. That's the thing about having other people do stuff, is that it takes away from the things that you used to have. You had to allot time for, and now you just sit there going, well.
Oh,
if
now you think nothing gets done because you're not doing anything.
Yeah,
everyone else is doing
I think the
something.
biggest thing you need to deal with, even moving into the new year, is figuring out what to do when everybody else is busy, like cutting stuff.
Yeah, I
editing
know what to
stuff.
do, and I haven't even told you guys what I'm doing
Oh,
yet.
Lord,
Ooh.
no.
I haven't even
Wait.
told you.
Oh, Lord.
I haven't even told you what project a personal project that I'll be doing that.
Just personal, not photo related.
It will be
No way.
It will
Of
be.
course
it's
it is.
photo. It's
Of course it
It's a
is.
personal photo project, but it's just going to be me going and doing what I'm going to be doing without muddling it up with camera people and audio. It's going to be me doing my thing, and then I'm going to probably capture B-roll that you'll have to edit together into something good. But it's a project that I need to just do.
Wait, you're saying we wouldn't film it?
No, you're not going. No, because it's going to be easier just for me to go and do the photos, which is what the plan is. It's about photo stories. That's what I need to go do.
Sure.
If I put the GoPro
I think
on
I know what it is.
If I put the GoPro on the camera, that's fine. It's going to be there. I'm going to take the drone everywhere. One of the things I want to do is I want to take the damn drone and fly it more often. That Vincent Laforet thing with the birds flying around his thing that he put out.
Swarm.
He just
Awesome.
went out to do something. He just went out to fly and practice.
Well,
now,
there was fireworks and everything that night. I don't think he just went out to fly
The
and
fireworks
practice.
were done at a different time.
Oh, really?
He wrote that in his, if you read what he wrote, he said the fireworks were done at a different time. He filmed that at a different place. The birds thing, he just went to get the end of the day one of the new year. And that's what he ended up getting. The birds
New Year,
just swarm. I mean, the birds just, you can't.
It almost looks like it's CGI. Like
Yes.
it looks fake, but it's real.
Yeah, that was.
It's cool.
When I was watching that, Jared, I was thinking to myself, if I would see that in a movie, I'm like, man, they really went overboard with the CG birds.
Right.
Like, it's too much.
Yeah.
It's too much. They'd never fly that
I'm
close
shocked
to a camera.
it didn't take the drone down. They must have
Surprised
just
I didn't
went
see
in front
feathers
or-
like.
Yeah. But and he was flying the Mavic Pro.
Yep.
And he must have had it in total flat because he used DaVinci Resolve and it looked gorgeous. his
Yeah, because he
processing.
had the whole sunset and it was almost silhouetted at one point.
The colors
so.
looked awesome.
Yeah.
So shooting that thing on flat, like we need to set up the Mavic for me for flying because you want it to be flat.
Yes.
So that you can process
Completely
it.
flat, yep.
So I'll definitely work. I want to do that with the project that I'm doing.
With the drones, the DJI cameras, you need to expose for those highlights because they really get blown out easy. And once you lose them, you're screwed. So,
Well,
So-
and speaking of new projects, the 3 shots or less came out. That was
Yeah.
awesome. I really like that.
that was
Yep.
great. Yeah.
3 shots or
Simple.
less.
Jared has one good idea like once every 12 months, and that was his.
It's such a simple series, but people love it.
Yeah.
People really
basics.
like it.
It's building the exposure. But
Back to the basics.
We'll talk about that, I guess, more in other videos that are going to be coming out.
If you guys didn't watch it, check it out on the YouTube channel.
Yeah, over on the site, or go there, look up 3 shots or less on the channel. It's the first one is Dan jumping outside. So there were some comments there, and one of them was along the lines of, well, I have a Sony and I have an EVF, so 3 shots or less doesn't matter. I just get it right. Well, the honest truth is no, you still need to know what you're doing. The reason I do 3 shots or less is because it's to teach you what the settings should be in a situation,
In that
in a specific
specific
situation.
environment, yeah.
In this case, if you have an EVF and my goal was to capture Dan jumping and
Freezing
you got
motion.
the perfect exposure because the EVF told you at 1/50th of a second it was perfect, you're still shit out of luck because you didn't set it right.
Yeah.
So just because you think your EVF does it for you doesn't mean that it's the right thing. And somebody else also said something like, well, shouldn't you just use a light meter? Wouldn't a light meter give you the same thing? Same thing. If you set the light meter to 1/60th of a second and you get the perfect exposure for that and you're shooting a car going by at 80 miles an hour, unless you're panning with it, but there's everything, certain situations.
Again, the biggest thing, it was the perfect exposure, but in that specific situation.
It's always great to understand the technical behind the scenes.
The whole
Exposure
idea behind
triangle.
it is so that when you walk into a new situation, you have all of this practice of what settings to start with.
12,800.
So that you can get to a better place. Anyway, Michael Tooley, I also wanted to say some of the things that I'm doing that I do with what does my schedule look like? Well, I try to wake up 7 hours after I go to bed, which generally I would like to do in the 6 o'clock hour, and then go now. I've done it 4 or 5 times already before the new year, but into the new year where I've gotten up and gone to the gym and worked on cardio, fasting cardio first thing in the morning, followed by some back work and ab work and some foam rolling. So maybe only 30 minutes there at the gym, but that's to go on top of working with my trainer somewhere else. This is the cardio. I want to tone up the abs. I want to do, anyway, that's where the day is started. And then the other stuff is either working with you guys or trying to figure out what the hell to do with my life. Simon Dawoodi.
Hey guys, love everything you guys do. Just a quick question. What's the best app I can use on my iPhone 6 Plus to shoot RAW and edit in Lightroom on my Mac? Is it Lightroom Mobile? Is it ProCam? Please help.
So that's a good question. ProCam.
Hey guys.
All right, shut up.
Yeah, you have more experience, I think, than both of us.
So I
shooting
used
raw on the phone.
ProCam.
I like ProCam, but I haven't really
ProCam is
used
good.
Lightroom.
ProCam is good. It's just that with Lightroom Mobile being a totally integrated
an
system,
all-in-one, yeah.
you don't even need to take the images to the computer right away. You can work with them right in Lightroom Mobile.
That's nice.
Lightroom Mobile is fantastic for editing.
Yeah.
It has almost all the same controls that you would find in Lightroom, and it's free. ProCam for $5 is definitely worth it, but I think there's some other subtle tweaks you can do with that app. But Lightroom Mobile is just so easy.
Is Lightroom only free if you have a CC account, or
No,
now
it's
it
just
works?
free.
Because I know initially you needed it to be able to sign in.
It's free.
Gotcha.
You may need to have an account, but you don't need to pay for anything to use it.
Yeah.
Like you sign up for a free free account. Anybody can log it. You just need a login and password.
Sure. Yeah.
Craig J. Hatfield, video version of aerial shoot question is what he said.
Ooh.
Whatever that means. Let's find out. Wearing his I Shoot Raw British version.
Oi.
Hey Fro and the gang, Craig from California here. I see you doing some more flying out in Vegas with Maverick helicopters. For an aerial shoot like that, what sort of lens are you going to use? A 24-70, a 70-200? Just curious. Have a great day.
So that's a good question, Craig. What lens
It is
to
a good
use?
question.
Now, you brought up the Maverick helicopter thing is because they contacted me and said, do you want to fly again for free in exchange for promotion, which is what we are doing. And we are taking a Fro reader up. By the time this comes out, I probably would have picked somebody already. I put the information out on Facebook. I put it out on Instagram. If you're not following me on Instagram, it's at Jared Polin. Hit the follow. If you're not following me on Facebook, it's FroKnowsPhoto, facebook.com/FroKnowsPhoto. So be sure to do that because I don't want to hear bitching that you missed out on the contest because you weren't paying attention. But that's just one contest. We will be doing another one that's open to anybody. This wasn't even a contest. This was leave a comment on why we should pick you to fly with us on the date that will be in Vegas. So I'm going to pick somebody, and it's somebody that can be there, hopefully, and they're going to fly with us. So in terms of lenses, the first time I flew up there, I used the 11-24 Canon because I was using your 5D Mark III.
Yes.
Because the 1DX that they gave me, Canon, didn't have the focusing screen.
The focusing screen fell off?
No, they just didn't put it back in.
It just didn't have it
It just
on?
didn't have it, so we couldn't use it. So
Yeah,
we used your 5D
weird.
Mark III, got great results. I went with the 11-24. Actually, I may have gone to the 24 to something.
You shot with the 11-24 most of the time. You started with the 24-70. You thought it was too long.
So I went wide because I wanted to get those wider shots, but from up above, those tight details are better.
In hindsight, a 70-200 on top of that would have been nice.
You know, a 70-200 is probably an optimum thing because you can shoot 70, you could shoot 200.
Yeah.
I would like to maybe try the 105 and maybe the 24-70. That's what I'm thinking. What are you going to shoot with?
Whoops.
I'm not sure. I think I'll bring probably the 16-35 that I own, and then the 70-200. I think that's a pretty good range. I don't know if I'm going to need 24-70. So I think those two, between the real wides and the super tights, I should be fine. Now, one thing we're switching up this time is before we went right before sunset.
Yeah.
Now we're going a little, like, kind of in between.
440. I think we're taking off around 440. It sets maybe 10 minutes after.
Because it was just too bright when we went last time.
And the lights weren't on
And
yet.
it was just perfect lighting by
Photo
the time we
challenge.
landed.
I'll bring my camera too.
So now it'll be
Photo challenge.
more like Blue Hour by the time we
Do
go.
you want to have a photo challenge?
Crushing it.
Do you really want to have a three-way photo
I'm gonna
challenge?
crush it.
Do you really want to have a
You
three-way
already
photo?
steal all my shots when we shoot 5-minute portraits.
Right. Well, where are we going to sit Todd? In the front? Because we have the doors open. I want a left door.
I think there's someone in the
I'll
middle.
sit in the middle. I can be.
You're in the middle?
I can ski.
And then
while
me and
guys are
you-
shooting.
Yeah, you can ski.
Well, then no, but the fan should be
Next to us.
Yeah.
So
Oh, well, that's
Lollier in
true.
the front, and we can have 4 in the back.
Sure.
Figure it out.
Yeah, that
I'll
works.
Figure it out.
Yeah.
I forgot Jeff's coming.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to double check.
Cool.
This one's for you, Steven. Edgar Telez at Steven. Okay, so hypothetically, you shoot video at a venue that is extremely loud, and your camera is set to record the audio in mono, and the audio was clipped. Any tricks or techniques to fix it, or would you be SOL?
If it's clipped, man, you're SOL. Anything clipped, I mean, it's like if you overexpose an image, you can't bring back those highlights. It's the same thing with audio.
And I would recommend that
Unfortunately.
if you're going to do that type of recording, you set it on manually and you set it to 1.
You set it on manually, you set it to 1, or you bring an external recorder, whatever you can do. But yeah, it's rough when
What
you
was
clip.
the shoot that he got?
Just a concert.
Yeah, something that he was shooting at, but he shot mono and he said it was all clipped.
What I've done with concert situations is you set your one microphone setup for 1 and try to think what it's going to be.
Sure.
And then have maybe something else secondary.
Yeah.
That is set to auto, like maybe a zoom that could be set to auto, and if it's super loud, you'll at least have something usable.
Yep. Now, another thing is I usually will add a low cut filter or something if I'm using an external recorder for those low bass tones at a show or something like that. So it'll be a little bit cleaner, and I will always record below negative 12 dB and then bring it up in post if needed. It's better to have lower audio than higher clipped audio.
I agree. I'd rather have a tiny bit of hiss than distortion.
Yep. And hiss you can remove.
Exactly.
Zachary James Von Canel.
Ooh.
Oh, hey.
Ow.
Hey, Todd, Steven, Fro, and that guy no one cares about. I'm currently running a giveaway on my Facebook page for a free photo shoot, but I'm wanting to market a sale to the people who did not win. Would the best way to do that just make a post about it on Facebook, or should I contact them directly? Also, I'm wanting to get into shooting weddings as a second shooter. Should I go to bridal shows and pass out business cards, or what would be the best way in your opinion? Thanks for all that you do, and keep up the great work.
All right, so thank you for your question. I'll take that second one first. Should you go to bridal shows to pass out cards to become a second shooter? Absolutely not. You don't go to the bridal shows to pass out cards there. The job there is for them to pass out cards to get people to take them.
Yeah.
Now, if you went to the bridal show and picked up their cards and then, you just look like a dick. Honestly, you'd look really like, what are you doing? You're coming here for a job. You could,
it's the opposite.
You could look up bridal shows and you could see what photographers were there and then contact them that way.
That's better.
To get that. Now, the first question was, oh, yes, he did a contest to give away a free shoot. So, yeah, you give away the free one, but you don't just put up a post. Yeah, you put up a post, you announce the winner, but you contact each individual person. You know what the contest should be technically? The contest should be for you did a free shoot, but then you should reach out to everybody and say, well, you didn't win, but as a consolation, you finished second or third. I'm giving you $100 off if you do X, Y, and Z, or I'm giving you a package.
But I definitely agree with you. Reach out to each one individually because that feels more special.
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
You're like, sorry you didn't win, but because you entered,
more personal.
I'm going to be doing X, Y, or Z. All right, next one is Robert Espinal.
Hey, Fro. Hey, Todd. Hey, Steven. And Dan. Rob here from New York, and I'm wondering, I'm looking in the market for new lenses. I cannot afford the 24-70 or 70-200 Nikon. What do you guys think of the Sigma setup, 24-70 and 70-200? Keep up the great work, and I'm enjoying that tripod that I won at Allen's. Thank you, and keep it up.
So that's a good question. I mean, we get this a lot. If you're full frame and you can't afford the 24-70 and 70-200 because not a lot of people can unless they're full-time professionals, there's nothing wrong with the Sigmas. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with sitting there and looking at the Tamrons, the 24-70s and the 70-200s. Yep. If that works for you, that is going to work. Again, there's so many, the whole gear, salivating over gear. What you have and what you capture with is not going to hold you back. Nobody's going to sit there and say, oh, you didn't shoot this with the Nikon 24-70 because X, Y, or Z. You get the photo, you get the photo, you get the photo. It's annoying as hell, the whole gear thing. Yes, we proliferate that. We talk about gear a lot, but we also prove that we can shoot with anything. We do that all the time. So I'm leaving that at that. Next up, we have a video question sent in by a Joseph DeMarco.
DeMacro?
Who's that?
DeMarco.
Oh, okay.
Let's play that right now.
Wait, is there anything there?
I don't think so.
Huh. Shut the fuck up, Joe! You don't have a job!
And if anybody doesn't know, Joe DeMarco used to push buttons, resetting him on the show, and he never had a microphone.
Happy New Year, Joe.
Yeah.
To you and your dad.
And your sister.
And your sister.
Jay Jansen.
Hey, Jared, and the guys at FroKnowsPhoto. I got a quick question. I want to market myself as a photographer, but I'm an amateur. And I'm just looking to pick up some side jobs here and there, if that's possible. Because I work as a paramedic and a firefighter, so I have a full-time job. But I'm just wondering how I market myself on my website as just a photographer and not give the false sense that I'm a professional or anything like that. Can you help me out?
Yeah, I can help you out. So this thing about trying to say something that you're not. You don't want to define yourself as being, I'm not a photographer, but I want to get paid.
But
you want to get jobs. Like, that's the thing. And I also think that this mentality that if you put something on your website to define who you are, a lot of people aren't going to the sites as much as they are as going to social media.
Yeah.
It's still important to have your portfolio and everything up on your website, squarespace.com/fro, to get your 14-day free trial. No, it's still important to have that stuff no matter what. But I don't think just by changing, saying, hey, I'm looking for jobs, is going to get you jobs. This is how you market yourself. It's freaking simple. You said it yourself. You're a paramedic and a firefighter. You have all of these other paramedics and firefighters.
Hashtag flaming photos.
What'd he say?
Flaming photos.
So you have all of these people that you have access to. They know you. Go to every single firehouse where people are just hanging out and do a portrait session with them at the firehouse. Give them the photo.
Do a sexy
Let
calendar.
them know. Do a sexy calendar. Why not do a sexy? Why don't we do a FroKnowsPhoto calendar?
I think we talked about this before.
Yep.
We talked about it a couple
Do we
of
bring
times.
back people from the past to like Sutter would be like October wearing flannel and have a pickaxe?
It would probably be you every month if I know how this works.
No, we would bring other people. I don't know what month I would be, but I think Sutter would make a good October with flannel and his beard.
October, November, whatever. We could have all the Todd's characters on every other one.
Can we get Tammy to be December?
Hey.
Yes.
We need to do a photo shoot with Tammy. Pop up a photo of Tammy. What's her Instagram? It's up on the screen.
There it is.
That's Tammy's Instagram. We need to get her in to do a shoot.
Yeah.
So you go and do all these shoots for these firefighters and paramedics. Let them know that you're looking to pick up jobs, but don't sit there. You don't have to be defined as a professional. You don't have to be defined as an amateur. You're a photographer. In your spare time, you like to do photo gigs. Done. I like to take photos. Now give me some money, bitches.
As soon as somebody gives you money for photos, you're a photographer.
Yep. Now, what you were talking about with most people are finding them first on social media, I do agree with that, where they're first finding them on social media, but I do think if they're willing to pay for photos, they will eventually check out the website.
Sure.
That will be their final go-to. So I still think they're checking out About Me pages before they're saying, I'm going to go with this photographer.
And on that page, don't sit there and say you're not professional.
So it's still big to keep that updated and keep it fresh.
Yes. Yeah. And like your Squarespace site.
Exactly, like my website.
Dino R.
Crushed it.
Barkham. Can't think of anything technically to ask regarding photography or the business, but me and the wife are expecting our second baby in April, which will be another boy, but we are struggling to come up with a name for him. Any suggestions from the Fro team?
Cletus.
Thought Dan is out of the question, obviously.
Meredith?
So I heard an awesome name the
Becky?
other day. It's spelled L-A dash A, and it's pronounced Ladasha.
Shut the front door.
Ladasha.
Shut the front door.
It's true.
That's great.
It's true. The girl's name was Ladasha.
Like
and
Ty Dollar Sign.
You speak out the dash. L-A dash.
I'm done.
I'm
That's
over people.
too funny.
I'm over people.
Ladasha. So you should name your boy Ladonda. No, wait. La question marka.
So when they pronounce certain last names, like they could say hyphen in between.
I mean,
if the wife kept her original name.
Ladasha.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to be
funny.
La.com.
La.com.
That's my question.
Aren't you already?
Michael Hanna.
What's up, Fro, Steven, Todd, and Dan? I was just wondering what's the best way to find a sweet spot of any one of your lenses. I heard that you can just take a picture of a newspaper, change f-stops until it becomes obviously that this is the best location. Thanks for your input. See ya.
Thank you. We were looking around to find you. I
he
saw
hiding?
that and I was like, well, that's in there, but the floors aren't done yet. You can tell the floors aren't done yet. So the question is interesting. It said, how do you find the sweet spot of a lens doing testing? Don't worry about it. Like, my answer is go shoot pictures. Seriously. Doing tests and shooting newspaper and doing all this shit to try to find the sweet spot of a lens. People will tell you that you could do the fine tuning. I don't fine tune my lenses.
It scares me to do the fine tune because
I
I
just
feel
think
like
I'm going to miss.
I feel like it should be fine tuned straight out of the factory, but I understand every lens is different. So
Like my 24-70.
like Todd's 24-70 is complete. You had to drop that one. That's so messed up. Like there's an element inside that's shifted completely.
Yeah, I'm going to get it fixed.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should probably get
I don't
that
think they
fixed.
can fix it.
So
That's pretty
that's my answer. I don't worry too much about that, whatever you just asked, basically. Just the sweetest spot of the lens is going to be at f8 generally, is what they say. The sharpest part of the lens is when you shoot at f8. But that's that. Dustin Lawson, hey guys, could you please go into detail about the difference between RAW files and DNGs? Should I save my files as both, even though it takes up a ton of space? Which one will I be able to open up 10, 15, 20 years from now? So this is a good question.
Pros and cons,
and for a while, I talked about I knew people that would convert to DNGs.
You were about to do it.
I was about to do it, but I wouldn't get rid of the original RAW files. And yes, DNGs are smaller, but the thing is, there's other softwares like On1 10. Is that what it's called? On1 10?
On1 RAW, I think, or something like that.
What? Not On1.
You're saying Capture One Pro.
Capture One Pro 10. That one.
But there's also On1.
Okay.
There's a lot of RAW
There's
editors.
different ones. They don't open DNG files.
That's an Adobe format.
That's an Adobe open source format, but they don't recognize it in those other editing programs. So I don't recommend just leave it in the original. You're going to have warning. If Nikon is no longer going to support NEF and the other ones, you're going to be able to convert them in the future. I know it's going to be a bitch. Or if you really, really want to, export everything as a DNG, get Amazon cloud storage that you get for $80 a year because it's part of it, and you can pay extra to have everything uploaded into the cloud and just back it up.
Yeah, I still think you always keep the original RAW because you never know if that editor's going to read it or not.
Exactly. David Lydell has a YouTube question.
Hey, Todd, Dan, Stephen, and Jared. So, I've got the Canon 600D, or it's the T3i as it's called in America. I've been using it for about 3 years now. This is the camera I've learnt on. Since I've bought it, I've bought a handful of lenses. I feel like I've pushed the camera, the body itself, as far as it can go. Like the ISO quality, the megapixels, things like that. I don't know if I'm up for a new camera or should I just keep using this one. I'm thinking of the 80D. I don't know. Can you guys help me out here? Thanks a lot. And cheers.
What the hell is that something they say in the Outback? Like, here, dingo, dingo.
That's speaking koala. They speak koala.
So the question is, and the answer...
Should he upgrade or not?
The answer is always this. If you feel that the camera that you are using is holding you back and you can afford it, then yes, upgrade.
Yeah, I mean, are you doing night photography where the sensor, the quality, the noise is so bad on, say, a T3i that you can't shoot your night photography photos? Or are you shooting daylight portraits? It all depends what you're shooting.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Brett Nielsen.
Hey guys, this is Brett from Denver, Colorado. Just a quick question. So I've been a traveling photographer now, starting to do pageant work, shooting stage photos and headshots and everything. My question, since I'm doing so much of the traveling, it's kind of been taxing on trying to figure out how to travel well with my gear. So any tips or tricks on traveling with strobes, light stands, even constant lights, anything like that to make it a little easier on me so that way I don't have to worry about check-in. Thanks guys, love catching up with what you guys do, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.
So that's a good question. You're doing a lot of pageant work, which is scary that thing even exists. Pageant work. But if you're doing a lot of traveling and you have to take all that gear with you, you're going to be able to take some gear on the plane and you're going to check other gear. The umbrellas, the light stands. You're going to get a nice Pelican case.
You need to.
You have to get a Pelican case, and you can put your strobes underneath. Obviously, you want to make sure you have the insurance to go along with everything.
You get that think tank.
Not underneath.
Not underneath? No?
You don't know, because that's not a hard bag. It's not a Pelican.
Yeah, it's not a Pelican for sure.
I get a Pelican. If you're going to do anything, you get a Pelican. You put your continuous lights underneath, all of that stuff in a Pelican, and that's just how you travel with it. I mean, that's how bands travel with their gear, is they've got their road cases.
Yeah.
They get it all checked. They take it, and it meets them in the next destination.
Sure.
It just costs some more money.
Oh, a lot more.
Next up, Dane Ward, and we got a couple more, and that's it for flying solo.
Hey, Fro. I know that you're doing more and more video and tech stuff, and I was wondering if we're going to see any more Sony videos. I like the RX100 Mark IV review, but I'm hoping to see stuff from like Todd and Steven on the like A7S II, or like even maybe an actual video stuff like the FS7. Thanks, and keep up the good work, guys.
Well, the first thing I'd like to chime in on would be, before you get any of those cameras, learn about headroom!
Yeah, so it's a good question. Todd, Steven, now we're at the factory. I mean, Sony, yeah, we'll touch Sony gear. We don't have a problem with that.
The FS7, they're all really nice cameras. I mean, that's like C300.
But it was a hard decision to even get the 5D Mark IV for video. But, I mean, it was a personal decision based on what I needed, but there's so many options out there. I'd love to get my hands on them.
I mean, it seems like he's asking, are we going to start reviewing cameras
Are you guys
that?
going to start making... No, he's asking if you'll make video and if Todd will make video.
Oh, I think we will. When we eventually get in that assembly line type, where we're editing and we have certain hard sets set up and we can do review videos quickly and efficiently while we're still working on Jared's content that needs to be done.
Yeah.
It's just finding that time to do that kind of stuff as well.
Next question.
But I want to do it, yeah.
Matt Carter. Hey, Fro, Steven, Wolf, Man, and Dan. I'm getting started with a YouTube channel on another topic, and I'm looking for tips to improve my on-camera presence. Are there helpful exercises you can do to learn to deliver your message to the camera? I understand this will take practice more than anything. Do you cull or redo some of your earlier content to make sure new viewers are seeing your best work? All right, Dan, run a quick clip from that video from 2008.
Hello, I'm Jared Polin, and welcome to ProPhoto101.com.
Yeah, so I sucked. Would I go back and remake the video? No.
I was hoping that would be Marie again, by the way.
I wanted to beat that kid up so bad by just seeing that.
You wanted to beat that kid up?
I just want to beat the shit out of him.
Hi, Jared Polin, and what was it? Pro Photography 101?
ProPhoto101.com.
I just love the yellow polo. Bless you.
That's a Nikon polo that I got from Alan's camera.
Ooh. Crushing.
Did you feel professional because you wore the Nikon polo?
I was professional.
That's why it was Pro Photo 101.
Yeah. I was professional because of all the gear. So, no, you don't go back and remake old stuff. You hope that people that look at the date from 2010 of my old videos know that it was 2010 and they can watch a newer video. How do you get better talking on camera is you talk on camera. That's it.
Practice makes perfect.
That's it. There's no secrets.
Yep.
You just do it.
I would say and be yourself.
Yeah.
Just be yourself and, be
Well,
yourself and turn it up to 11 a little bit.
That's it. What I was going to say is one of the things that I learned very early on is that a straight monotone straight up thing does not work. It gets boring after a while. You just sound boring. But if you expand, if you raise your level and you lower your, like if it get really important and you get emphatic about certain things, like this is pretty insane that they came out with this camera. I didn't know they were going to do that. That is awesome. But let me give you a little insight on some of the things that they changed. So one thing they changed was this. So it's all about the affection, the affect in your voice.
Yeah, you need to be animated to a certain extent, but don't overdo it at the same time. You don't want to be that radio announcer type.
Yeah, it's a fine line.
Yep,
it is a fine line. Yep. And I still struggle.
It's a fine line
sometimes.
between being good and being Jared.
Martin Jack Lacasse. He's French Canadian. Hey Jared, is Minions and that guy there? What can we expect from FroKnowsPhoto this year? Love the content, but I'm starting to feel like there is nothing new coming. I know you're all busy with moving in and would be really great to have some refreshing content. Now, I picked this question.
It's called the holidays.
No, it's not even that. It goes well beyond that as the holidays. No, I get more upset when I read things that say something like, what is it? What did he say? I love the content, but I'm starting to feel like there is nothing new coming. Well, then maybe you're not watching or you're just being an asshole. And I will say that because we put out unbelievable amounts of content and quality content of all different kinds. From RAWtalk is fresh each week that it comes out. We've got what did we just come out with? What's that
3
thing
shots
called?
or less.
3 shots or less. We have 5-minute portraits. We have, what else do we have?
Real world reviews.
Real world reviews.
Rapid fire critiques.
We've got rapid fire critiques. There's fresh shit all the time.
Jared doing 360 videos. What?
The FroKnowsPhoto
And the FroKnowsPhoto show.
Pro Photo 101.
And all
Pro
the
Photo 101, the best show ever.
And the micro content stuff that gets cut up from the other videos.
Yeah.
The stuff is fresh. There's nothing
not
more
the recycled stuff.
There's nothing more that gets upsetting than people being like, "Oh, we like that you put this video. It's nice to see you getting back to teaching again." What the whole point of making this stuff? Yes, RAWtalk is meant to be fun, and we make fun of things and we do a lot of different stuff, but there's still education in it. We didn't stop. I didn't stop teaching anything. because you didn't see a video. They come out. We make videos. They all have educational stuff in it, and occasionally there's just a stupid video that we make just because. Just because. It's entertainment.
Yeah.
So when you say things like when you're going to do something fresh because it seems stale, it's kind of a dick thing to say because you go do it yourself and try to stay fresh. Whoa. We are fresh at what we do.
Whoa.
And try and do a video every single day. You know, that's the tough
We put
part,
out
is
a
trying
lot.
to keep up. Yeah.
We try. I want to put out more because that's just me. I get bored, and
Well, I think that's what it is people get overwhelmed sometimes with how much you put out, and they see all of the other stuff, and they get mixed. The other stuff gets mixed in and forgotten about very quickly, and I think that's what happens.
Right, and that may happen.
Yeah.
But would you rather see one video a week?
Sure. Yeah. That's the fine line.
So please, if you're going to comment of something like that you're going to say it seems like it's not fresh anymore, it's just annoying when you say shit like that because we work our asses off day in and day out to put out free freaking content that you don't have to pay a thing for. So you can hold that comment. And I'm not looking for just positive comments. I welcome corrective criticism when it's done in the proper way, or constructive criticism when it's done in the proper way. If you don't like something, then come up with something to say in a way that is positive, but not like it seems like your content isn't fresh and you should do that again.
There's also a lot of stuff in the pipeline that's coming through, and
there
a lot of behind the
is.
scenes stuff that's always
but you'll
going
call
on
that not fresh too,
but that they haven't seen yet. So there's a lot of stuff we've
there's
been working
major
on.
initiatives behind the scenes that people don't know about. So you always have to, but at the same time, I mean,
There's a handful of us.
people
There's
can
not an
complain
entire
about
giant team.
Sony not putting out enough movies or enough games or whatever. I
Yeah.
mean, it is what it
Yeah,
is. People
yeah.
have their opinions, and it is what it is.
People like to bitch, and
I just wanted to bitch.
I didn't mean you. I meant him.
Oh, it's
But-
fine. I just wanted to bitch.
Yeah.
Hey, we got a Wheel of Fro over here.
Whoa, where did that come from?
I also wanted to mention what we're doing with the cameras. I know it's a little late. We still have the D750s on, except Steven decided to use two
switch it up
70 to 200s on our angles. Steven's angle, 70 to 200. My angle, 70 to 200. The main angle got switched to the 14 to 24 at
22, roughly?
22 millimeters.
22-ish, yeah.
Not too wide, so we're not too distorted.
And Todd's further back, and he got a light. So here's the wheel.
He's got the best camera, the GoPro.
Crushed it.
Best of the best.
Here's the Wheel of Fro. Let's go around it. audioblocks.com/go/fro, store.froknowsphoto.com to get all of your iShootRaw stuff and more. Or if you'd like a FroKnowsPhoto hockey jersey custom made for you for $115.99, including shipping, you can email me at jared@froknowsphoto.com. Put in the subject line, I want a hockey jersey, and let's talk. We got Rode microphone. Each and every week we use Rode microphones. We're going to the Rode party out in Vegas coming up shortly. We've got Lexar Media. We're still using the Lexar cards over here. I reached out to them because I need to buy some more.
I just got those 2,000 times
2000X cards, which I want to bring that
The
up real
SD?
quick. So we were going back and forth. Should he buy the compact flash card or the SD card for 4K video?
Yep.
For some odd reason, they don't. It's not a UHS 2 slot. Only UHS 1. They don't recommend using UHS 2 cards SD, but it works perfectly on UHS 2 SD Lexar cards. Only the 2000X cards, they can handle that data limit.
Because we've had issues just straight up with compact flash.
Yeah,
Not because of the card, but that's a camera
Well, the
thing.
compact flash has to be UDMA 7, the 1066 times
And
the
it doesn't
fastest
split
CF
the
card.
files, right? It doesn't
And
split the files.
with the SD cards, if it's 64 gigs or higher, they switch it to exFAT, so it will then have one giant file opposed to every 4
Which is
gigs
easier
split
for
up.
post-production.
Way easier.
Yeah.
So, little
Fun
thing right
fact.
there. Yeah, fun fact.
Fro prize, Hoya. Squarespace.com/fro to get your 14-day free trial.
What'd you skip?
Videoblocks.com/go/fro. And if you'd like to pick up any of the FroKnowsPhoto video guides, you can pick those up at FroKnowsPhoto.com/guides.
I like how you're shooting like a Glock.
Yeah.
Gangsta style.
That's how people around here shoot, right? Barber
Exactly.
No, they use hypodermic needles.
Yes, no.
Fro bag. If you want to get a bag, Dan, cut to a picture of the stack of mountain of bags
The think
downstairs.
tank bags, yeah.
The Mountain O think tank bags. You've got that downstairs. Go to store.froknowsphoto.com to get your iShootRaw custom FroKnowsPhoto bag. Rode microphones, once again, Kessler Crane. Go to kesslercrane.com/fro. Use the code FRO10 to get 10% off.
Just like
and
that.
there it is. Can they see that in any angle?
They might be able to see it in the GoPro angle up there.
Dan
but
will get a picture
Yeah,
of
that is the
Kessler Crane
jib.
The jib is set up. It is set up. It is here. Spin again, win a Canon printer. Thank you to Canon. We have 2 printers here that I use. Adoramapics.com. Go to adoramapics.com to get your prints. If you were paying attention to my Twitter or you were paying attention to their Twitter, they did 33% off all metal prints at the end of the year.
I love their deals, man. It's a great deal.
Yeah.
It's not the bullshit 5-10% off. It's 25 or more.
Right now, if you'd like to get a Fronos photo guide for 5% off. No, I'm just kidding.
I was waiting for it.
The FroKnowsPhoto.com/guides. Anyway, that's the video guide. Think Tank Photo, get a free bag, and that's it. Let me spin the wheel of Fro.
All right, the inaugural spin.
First one here.
Keep it down.
Around and round it goes. Where it stops, nobody knows.
Way louder.
It is louder. The Wheel of Fro's about, hopefully it's not a bag or the grand prize.
I hope it's a bag.
I hope it's the grand prize.
Oh!
Please, please, please.
Yes! 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 That mountain of bags is getting smaller. Yes! First spin is the best spin.
Finally.
I wish we had those like New Year's Eve poppers or
Eat
something.
that.
Oh man, we've been waiting like a year for that.
Oh.
Finally.
Finally crack open one of those boxes downstairs, Dan.
That's very upsetting. It's expensive.
Eat that profit.
I can't go to dinner
You gotta
tonight.
eat that.
Congratulations to Jay Jansen.
Woo! First bag. Hopefully
You
not
got
the
yourself
last.
a bag.
That's impressive.
Now, I know you're not a professional photographer and you like to call yourself an amateur, but now you can do it in style with your very own I Shoot Raw custom Fronos Photo Think Tank Retrospective 30 bag that you can get. If anybody feels bad about me giving one away, you can go buy one at store.froknowsphoto.com. Pick it up for $199. There's a bunch of free stuff inside, including a Pixel Pocket Rocket in red that says I Shoot Raw. That can be yours.
I use mine.
Yeah, that is a nice Pixel Pocket Rocket.
It is a good bag, though.
Yeah, it is.
I took it out on my shoot where I crushed it.
There you go.
So
Where you didn't crush it.
Congratulations, Jay Jansen.
That's great.
You won a bag.
Yes.
Now let's get to memes. All right, here we are. If you guys would like to send in your memes, you can send them to the greatest email address of all time.
Best.
Sing wheeloffro@gmail.com. That's where you send your memes. And if
It's not like you don't own FroKnowsPhoto.com where we could potentially have like a real email.
That's true.
I mean, we talked about it for a while and we just never did it.
Well, it's because it's just so easy to use the Gmail for something like this.
Well, now we've just said it so many times, we have to continue using this one. So
Yes. So what is the first one, Todd?
Well, the first one's from Kenneth Marsgaard. And this is a cat food. This is a DVD he saw. It's Hello Kitty Eats Her V. Hello Kitty Eats Her V. Not quite sure what that's about.
Vegetables, maybe?
Vegetables, of course.
Probably her vegetables.
Yeah,
I would say,
definitely.
yeah.
All right,
Yep.
next.
Next one's from Mike Denuzio. It's Charlie Gluten. Yeah, man. Y'all got any more of them cakes? You know what I'm saying?
That's good.
Next one is from Clark. This is he's solving the pink helmet mystery.
That's perfect.
What's with the pink helmet?
Oh,
well, Fro
man.
knows.
That's a good sketch, too, of you.
And that's part of the well. If you'd like to get a bag, you can go to store.froknowsphoto.com. That is one of the bags.
That's so
Next
funny,
one is
though.
from Nick Andrews. It's Frono's Desserts, where he always likes to get his daily dose of super dickmons.
Prowl and chocolate.
It says big at the bottom.
Inder Frisch Box.
Next one's from Robert Oliver, where we also Frono's Socks. Sock and dick.
If you guys find weird things out in the world,
if you're out of tissues, sock and dick.
Sock and dick.
That's terrible, Steven.
All right, and the next one is from...
Wait, where's all the stuff that has anything to do with us?
It's a lot of random stuff this week. So the next one's from Patrick Fiskor. It's called Lifting. We're lifting Nikons together.
Well, nice try, but you failed. Look at the mirror in the background.
And it looks like the guy just has a Steven mask on.
I know.
God, look at this. Look at that's horrible. I mean, nice. That's funny, but Jesus, those guys look terrible.
That's funny.
Next one from Paul. This is crowns. He found a book that had the different pronunciations of crayons, and apparently just you and 2% of other people say crowns, Steven.
That's funny.
So get your shit
Crowns.
together. Next one's from Paul in the UK.
Really?
This is a last-minute season greeting. Cock-flavored seasoning. Cock-flavored seasoning.
Can we get some actual memes, please?
Next one is from Real Passion Films. This is the executive producer, Dick Wolf.
Why would you do that to yourself? That's funny.
I mean, I asked her to, so what can I tell you? The next one, last one is from Ryan Pitts. Apparently, Meredith was down on Times Square.
Share a Coke with Meredith.
All right, I get it, but nobody's winning anything this week.
What?
I appreciate you sending in the funny stuff. Yes. Send in a meme also.
Well, we had the memes from Charlie Gluten.
I mean, we had Charlie Gluten. We had the Maria.
We had the Maria one. That was pretty funny.
Really, just those two, though.
Yeah, just a couple more there.
I think the Charlie Gluten one probably wins.
So give one of them today. Between Charlie Gluten and...
The Maria one, though. That's clever.
Maria.
With the
All right,
pink.
give Charlie Gluten and Maria one, Dan.
There you go.
So I'll just say this.
Clark and Mike.
We still need to get memes. We still need to get the show style memes. So now that we're at the FroFactory, you can do all those type of memes. There's a lot of things that you can do. Should we give them some faces they could work with?
No.
Yeah, that's definitely one for you. Yeah.
That's perfect.
Wait, that's not a...
Jared has no comprehension of dabbing. It's like sneezing in your arm.
Wait, I got a new dab right here. It's called the Greg Louganis, the swim something.
Wow, people already have a picture of me.
So that's pretty much going to be the first show at the FroFactory. We need to figure out what we're doing in the future with the length of the show.
Yeah,
felt good.
And all of the stuff that we're doing. We thank you guys for watching each and every week. We want to thank everybody out there for tuning in and helping us. Anything you guys want to add?
No. Hopefully we'll be adding a lot more set dressing to the new
nice
location
to be in
of RAWtalk.
Yep.
A lot more pictures on the wall, maybe some carpets, blinds we'll eventually have in.
Well, speaking
more toys, I need more toys.
More pictures
Speaking
of
of carpets,
Todd,
I got to order
hopefully.
another one of those like rainbow throwing up carpets.
Hope not.
That's what I'm buying. I like color.
Loft version 2.
You know,
Can't wait for those stoplights.
the girl says the same stuff. She says that it looks like a rainbow threw up in your shower type of thing.
The chiclets?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's just like, obviously it's pretty obvious what I like. Just lots of color.
Attention.
Shut up, Todd. Shut up, Todd. How about that? I'm glad I can barely see Todd through the pole and the other. I
actually
can't
have a
even
clear
see
view
him.
of him, yeah.
Look at me now. I'm like, hold on.
I have a clear view of his giant friggin' print in the back.
All right.
Yeah, I gotta adjust myself.
That's RAWtalk episode 210. You can go to FroKnowsPhoto.com/
RAWtalk?
Raw Ladasha. Hashtag Dan. Any hashtags today? I almost forgot. Hashtag Ladasha. Hashtag.
He's got a long trip to go.
Jesus Christ. So much further away. Why weren't you gonna?
He should have just given it to me, and then I would have just handed it to you.
He's got one hashtag on here.
What is it?
I don't think we hashtagged anything.
Hashtag flaming photos. Hashtag Ladasha. Hashtag FroFactory.
Hashtag FroFactory.
Hashtag
RAWtalk 2017.
Hashtag get your memes in, make them cool.
Sure.
That's it. Thank you guys for watching. Jared Polin, FroKnowsPhoto.com. Oh, I forgot to give out the website because I interrupted with Ladasha and then hashtags.
FroKnowsPhoto.com/RAWtalk hyphen
210 slash Ladasha.
Nothing.
Jared Polin, FroKnowsPhoto.com. See ya.